The hostess with the mostest. That's what Drag Race Philippines was looking for this week. I think they were looking for me. No, they weren't. Magandang buhay, everybody! It's time for another Drag-splaining Philippines! I cannot wait to talk about this episode because everyone just lost their minds. Well, kinda. Like if Melai Cantiveros just walks into the studio for us, I would have lost my goddamn mind, girl. By the way, before we proceed, we have a new thing where at the end of each video, we will be teaching you like a Filipino gay phrase or gay term that a lot of these fierce queens keep using so that you can better understand them, okay? So hang on to that. But right now, let's get into the mini challenge. So the mini challenge was all about touch. The queens had to use their hands to figure out the mystery items in the boxes brought to them by the pit crew. The first 3 items are very simple. It was like spaghetti, cotton candy, and then sago, or basically boba pearls. But the 4th one, I probably would not have guessed what it was just because it has like a creepy texture to it. I would have thought it was an animal, but no, it was actually guyabano, or as Yudipota said,
I love it.
But in the Philippines, we call it guyabano. The sweet, tangy fruit. The texture of the insides, how do we describe it? It's like wet cotton candy. My favorite part of this episode is that their guest, their special guest, is Melai Cantiveros.
Momshie!
Probably one of my favorite celebrities ever. Melai Cantiveros is one of the most popular faces on Philippine TV because she's been in the industry for a while, but she's really one of the most renowned comedians and hosts of today. I'm sure she can relate to the reality show experience because her claim to fame was winning Big Brother here in the Philippines. Yes, she was on the Filipino version of Big Brother many moons ago. She got really popular. She was really loved because her storyline was like she was this unassuming girl from the province. She's really funny. She's really quick. So that was kind of her charm. But throughout the show, she had this romance. This guy who kind of had maybe a little bit of a low-key bad boy image. So they never really kind of saw them together. And then it turned into something real. And she falls kind of in love with a guy who is now her husband. After winning, she became an actress and is now one of the most primed TV hosts. She, together with 2 other women who have guest judged on Drag Race, Julina Magdangal and Regine Velasquez, host the morning show, Magandang Buhay.
Magandang buhay!
And I think that that's why they made the setup of these Pau Presents Plus challenges more of the same vibe as Magandang Buhay. Melai is just perfect for this challenge. Now, the Maxi challenge for this week is all about hosting something live, which of course Melai Cantiveros is really good at. But the queens are also going to be paired together. And sometimes when the drag queens have to work in pairs, drama ensues. Even before the challenge began, there was already this small little fight because Quinn did not appreciate that Angel took it upon herself to do the rounds a la Mama Pao and ask all of them about their progress in the challenge. Honestly, to me, I thought Angel was just trying to be funny about it. Queen did not have it though.
Is this necessary? Okay.
She called Angel Epal. And Epal in Tagalog in the Philippines is a word you say for someone who is like hogging attention or wanting to be the star of the show or wanting to be the highlight of something. And you find that annoying. Yeah, it's basically like inserting yourself in situations where you really shouldn't be. So for the challenge, they were assigned shows. The show Jojowain or Totropahin is this fun concept because in the Philippines we have this game. It's kind of like F, Marry, Kill. So in the Philippines we have Jojowain or Totropahin, which Jojowain is like you will date or marry someone, and then Totropahin is like you will keep them as your friend. And it comes from the words jowa, which is like your significant other in Filipino gay lingo, and tropa, which is in Filipino street language, your friends. Jojoain or totropahin. I actually love the approach that Bench and John took with this show, where every time Melai has an answer, either Bench or John is gonna dance, because it reminded me of this segment from a talk show way, way back. So the guest is hooked up on a lie detector, and like if they lie, John Lapus has to dance. And not just dance, like alarma levels dance. I thought Bench also did a great job. It was such a shame that only John was in the top for that challenge. But I think overall in this challenge, a lot of them did really, really well. Purse First, obviously a reference to Bob the Drag Queen's entire brand. Love it. And bag raids are really popular in the Philippines because I think we're just really curious about what celebrities carry in their purses. Now, I thought Tita Baby did good in this episode. I mean, Tita Baby's a host. That's what she does for a living. So I thought she did well. I thought she was hiding a little bit behind her Tita character, a little bit too much. But having said that, I think she actually did a really good job as opposed to Mix. So I just thought got lost in the mix. I don't think she knew what kind of attack she was gonna use for this challenge. If she was gonna be more aggressive, if she was gonna be more laid back, she's gonna be funny. I don't think she was sure, and she never figured it out. What I think would have been funny though is because it was Purse First, they could have done like those drumstick things that security guards here in the Philippines use to inspect bags, like when you're like walking into a mall or something. It would have been so funny. Sayang, lost opportunity. 69 for the win is so funny just as a concept because it's so crude, right? In Melai's words, manyakis.
Full of manyakicity.
But among all of them, I thought it was my favorite because Angel and Kiana had such great chemistry, and I did not expect Angel to be this funny. And I thought Melai was gonna be really apprehensive about this because she's very wholesome. You know, she hosts a morning show. She is a mom of 2. I thought it was gonna like maybe shock Melai a little bit, but she was not fazed because she was totally right. Kiana did a really good job of making her feel comfortable. Cooking Ina, hosted by Maxi and Zimba din. Cooking shows are really popular in the Philippines, not just on TV, but online. And Melai's talk show, Magandang Buhay, regularly features cooking segments with their guests. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Filipinos love to eat, Filipinos love food, and Filipino food is amazing. I just felt like Zimba Ding was not giving as much as I think she could. And the sad part about that is Maxi wasn't even showboating. I think Maxi did a really good job of laying opportunities out for Zimba, and Zimba just never latched onto them. And it kind of made me sad because they did have chemistry, and I think Melai was having a really great time. I just wish there was more of a balance between the two hosts. Cooking ina mo rin. Overall, in the challenge, I actually thought Kiana and Angel did the best. I'm kind of confused how Angel was not on top for that and how Kiana didn't win. Love Maxi though. I think she really also did a really good job. I just really thought Kiana was gonna get it. By the way, side note, I love how in this episode, I heard a lot of Filipino languages. So of course, Drag Race Philippines is in mostly Tagalog, right? But because we have Provinciana queens like Kiana's from Cagayan de Oro, we have Yudipota from Bacolod, and we have judges from other parts of the Philippines, we also hear their languages in this episode.
Mga Bisaya, mga Bisda, mga
Huri-murin na to diha unsay imong masay laha.
I actually really love this challenge. I think I enjoyed a lot of it. I think the Tudor Boot show was kind of hard to watch, but the rest of them, even though not everyone was on their best level, I thought everyone was pretty watchable. But unfortunately, 2 people have to lip sync against each other, and in this episode, it was Yudipota and Quinn. This bottom 2 made sense to me. I thought that their show really was the worst, and it broke my heart when Yudipota said that she actually enjoyed what she was doing. She had fun, because I do think she did. I just feel like all the other queens did so much better that it seemed like she didn't do well, because I don't think she did that bad. I think Quinn was clearly the worst this episode. But what happened. And as of this filming, the rumors that we have absorbed was that Yudipota lost some of her luggage for Drag Race when they were filming. And so she just didn't feel confident enough to actually compete at the same level as the other girls. So that's totally understandable. That's really gonna mess with your head. And I love that she made the decision to choose herself in that moment. And it's great that the show also kind of acknowledged that and didn't make like too much of a fuss about it. Because, you know, when this happened in UK, I think the edit was so snarky against the queen. And this one I thought was a very sympathetic edit. And I feel like the whole franchise has to go that direction in moments like this. But going back to the lip sync, it was actually pretty symbolic that the lip sync song for this is Wag Kang Pabebe. Now, pabebe is a term in the Philippines about like being demure or like being very like soft-spoken and like very like just really dainty and girly. Like the song was about stop doing that because you're just pretending. It's kind of funny to me that that's a song that Yudipota lip synced to just because that's kind of her brand. It's like subdued, low energy, very sexy, but also very kept herself. And I wish Yudipota all the best. Speaking of languages, it's time for Bakla vocabulary.
Bruh.
In this edition, let's talk about a placeholder. Yes, this word that we're going to be talking to you about can represent pretty much anything. And it is kineme, aka chorva, kinembular, chinelin, kineso, and all those variations.
Yung kineme.
Because in the Philippines, in gay lingo, that's just what you use to describe anything. If you're too lazy to like talk about something, or if you don't have the right words in the right moment, you can just use any of these placeholder words. And these things actually have gone out of the queer world because mainstream straight Filipinos use it. I hear straight cisgender men use these words all the time. For example, can you pass me that kineso? Or, oh, tonight I'm gonna be doing a lot of gambular. Yeah, it's kind of gibberish. It's borderline gibberish, but like if I had to actually translate it, it's more like when you say like all that stuff or like these things, like etc. Or yada yada, yeah, yada yada. But the best part about it is your friends will know what you're talking about. So if I tell a really close friend like, oh my God, there was so much chuvanes today, they know what I mean.
Can I get an Emmy up in here?
And that is your Bakla vocabulary for today.
Bruh.
And we've reached the end of this video again. If I do say so myself, we have succeeded once again in explaining Drag Race Philippines Chenlin bars to all of you. And we're gonna keep doing that. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel where we bridge Filipino pop culture to the world. That's our kinembular for today. And if you want more, just subscribe to our Charvanes so you can catch more Channelin. And I'll see you in the next Channelin bar. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And we will see you all in the next Drag-splaining Philippines.